your 5 universities that you told us are very, very top universities from the UK. What was your safe university in that 5 category?
So, well, it wasn't really safe university, more like a safe course. So, like I applied to all the different, every university I apply for different courses.
Right.
But it's mostly about international relations and or history or anthropology, something like that. But my safe choice was Warwick. It was politics and sociology.
Even Warwick is a safe choice for us. Today we have the privilege of hearing into the life of a King's Scholar who embarked his journey from Thailand to the UK, excelled in his A-level and now stands studying at Cambridge studying politics and history. So we welcome Marvey. So Marvey, describe to us your educational journey.
So I started off at a middle school in Thailand called St. Gabriel's College. Then I moved to Triamudom Siksa School, which is a state school in Thailand, a high school in Thailand. And after that, I took my King's Scholarship exam and received a King's Scholarship, which is it's a really privilege to have King's Scholarship for myself. Then I moved to the UK to study for my A-levels, and then I applied for Cambridge, and then I received the offer.
So let's start from the beginning. So you moved from Gabriel to Triamudom, and so why did you choose to do that?
So Triamudom is quite a famous high school for Thailand for like talented students, and the reason why I actually decided to move from St. Gabriel to Triamudom is because my academic passion for social science and for more of an arts and humanities side than science. And many Thai schools seem to prioritize on math and science.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, apart from Triamudom. So therefore I decided that if I have to do a lot of history or social science, and if I really have to go for this academic path, I have to move to somewhere where it will train me as for those subjects.
And at that point in your life, did you know you wanted to go to the UK for university?
Not really, no. It's a bit spontaneous to go to the UK. But.
And so when you studied at Triamudom, did you study the Thai curriculum or the EP curriculum, which for like the audience who didn't know, it's basically a different category where they teach the curriculum in English?
Yeah, it's all Thai curriculum.
Oh, for Triamudom.
For Triamudom, yeah.
Right, so you basically got taught completely in Thai.
Yeah.
So how is it that you decided, so from Triamudom, where did you go next? You went
to a sixth form college
in the UK.
In the UK.
So when applying to that, did you have to speak English, did you have to take the exam in English, and how did Triamudom prepare you for that?
Oh, it's actually a part of the scholarship exam.
Right.
So they have dealt with that college, with that sixth form college separately. And then when I got the scholarship, they just sent me to that college.
Speaking of the scholarship exam, it's truly a wonderful scholarship because, like you said before, it's only 9 people in the whole of Thailand who gets it. And how did you prepare for that, or how did the opportunity come to you?
Well, I've prepared it since I was in Mathayom 5. So it's like...
that's year...
So it's like year 11?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I think it's around year 11, yeah.
So I prepared in the summer of year 11.
Right.
So that's like a year and a half until the actual exam of King's Scholarship. So I attended a lot of tutorial schools and, naturally, like other Thai students. And I also studied myself, did a lot of readings and, self-reading and self-research and practiced. So it's all just about practice, really. And the next thing I know that I went to the exam room and just did it.
It's truly amazing because think about the number of applicants that apply to it. How was the exam room filled with students aspiring?
Yeah, it's quite a lot. It is quite an overwhelming experience. A lot of students flocked from all over Thailand to attend that particular exam, and it was quite an experience.
So how did you feel when you received the exam? The scholarship.
The results. Yeah. It's unbelievable, really. Though, it's hard to describe that feeling. On the one hand, I was really excited for this new chapter in my life, but on the other hand, I knew that it is going to be challenging experience moving from one country, which I have lived my whole life, to another new society, new curriculum, new lifestyle. So really, I didn't know what to do.
I'm sure you will adapt fine if you already got the scholarship and you'll use it definitely wisely. So what did the scholarship bring to you? What benefits did it give you?
So it's a fully funded scholarship for your A-level and for your bachelor degree in any country in the world you set your mind to. But usually it's just UK and US because we don't really bother to learn another foreign language, we just stick with English. And it's also non-binding, so you don't have to do the payback year in a particular organization. You just have to come back to Thailand to work in Thailand for 5 years, which is the time, the total time of this scholarship period.
So are you allowed to take a higher degree?
It's not included in scholarship,
right,
but a lot of people do with a separate scholarship, which I haven't really looked into yet.
Yeah, because you're still going step by step.
Yeah.
But then when you moved to your high school in the UK, how was it feeling at first? Did you feel homesick? Did you feel different?
Well, it was during COVID that I moved to the UK. So before I flew to London, I just stayed home all day during COVID. I was just thinking about how I will adapt to that new environment. How will I be in the UK? So I think it too much that I really imagined that I was already there.
Right, you were overthinking about it.
It's a bit like a manifest or something, I don't know. When I really moved there, just like, it's nothing new. I already imagined that.
So it was perfect. Nothing. You didn't feel homesick.
Yeah,
but I mean, at that age.
Sorry.
At that age, you probably adapted.
Yeah, probably already. But it's not really a homesick, but it's more like nervousness.
Right. Because it's a new culture as well.
Yeah.
Was there a culture shock when you went there?
Oh, a lot. Really? Yeah. Like in terms of curriculum.
Yeah.
Firstly, so Thai curriculum focus on the breadth of the subject. You have to learn everything from science, math, to social science and history of the entire world. While in the UK, the curriculum is more like in depth, like A-level. For example, my A-level history, I won't have to study history of 3 countries.
Yeah.
No more than the span of 100 years. So that's really in depth, and I have to do that for 2 years. So that's one culture shock. But also there's a lot of shocks in terms of lifestyles and friends and.
I definitely agree with the curriculum. It's very different because I also moved from an international school in Thailand to school in the UK, and as soon as you get into the UK, all the curriculum, it's like repeating it every single day. Like for the next 2 years, it's the same curriculum. But in a way, I feel like that's beneficial if you're a person who likes to. You really solidify that information in by the time you take your exam. So, what A-levels do you take during your 6th form year?
So I take history, economics, sociology, and religious studies. And
it's all essay-based. So how did you manage to cope with that moving from a Thai school?
Well, firstly, I didn't think I can, initially, I didn't think I performed that well in essay subjects. It took a lot of adapting to. But the 6th form college itself that I went to is called Doverbrooks. It's in Oxford. It's a really good college with a lot of international students. So the support for non-native English speakers are really, really good. The teachers were really understanding, and they didn't really care much if you commit grammatical mistakes or having awkward sentences. They just if it makes sense, it makes sense. If it's readable, it's fine. And they're not very judgmental about the grammar or something. In contrast to Thai English curriculum sometimes. So, but being exposed to a lot of English texts, I adapt naturally to writing essays efficiently.
So, since you took your A-levels in the UK, would you have said that it's an easier route? Whereas if you stayed in the Thai curriculum, which one do you think you prefer?
Oh, that's tough. I think. Frankly, A-level in the UK is a lot more difficult than Thai curriculum. Well, most people might think that, foreign curriculum is a bit easier, a bit more.
Yeah, I think a lot of parents tend to say that since also A-level, when you mark the grade, it compares with the UK unless you do an international exam, then that's going to be less competitive. I agree with you that it is definitely more difficult.
It's definitely more difficult. As I've said, you have 2 years to dig really deep into that topic that you've never heard before, and particularly for essay-based subjects, which are all in essays, and also especially when you're moving from a Thai-based curriculum to an international A-level curriculum, is really challenging. So that, on top of the difficult nature of A-level itself, I think it's a lot more difficult than Thai curriculum.
So, how was your results after 2 years of hard work?
It was really satisfactory. So I got 4 A stars for all the subjects, as well as an A star for the EPQ.
That is crazy. For all you guys who don't know the grading system, A star is pretty much the highest that you can get in the A-level curriculum, and then it goes A and B. And A star usually is around like 95% and up. In terms of like marking?
Not for all subjects, no, especially in essay subjects.
It varies.
Yeah, for history it's like 80 or 70, you get an A star. But for like sociology, it's even lower.
Yeah.
Like 60.
I guess it depends on the subject you take as well.
Yes.
And since your route is very humanity-based subjects, it might be like less strict, but also the way of writing is really impressive because since you moved from a Thai school. And did you also take an EPQ?
Yeah, I took my EPQ. It's on the influence of the English language on the construction of Thai national identity. So it's like very social science and historical. So yeah.
So for everyone who doesn't know what an EPQ is, it's basically half an A-level, which how many words do you have to write?
Gosh, I forgot about it.
I think it's around 5,000.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, but mine was about 7,000.
Oh, maybe it's around 7,000. But you have to do a research paper on a topic that you're passionate about, and then you have to write some stuff, like write a research paper down. Or I heard that you can also create a manifest. Like
you can do an artifact.
Yeah, you can create an artifact.
It's like a movie or like music or anything if you don't want to go down to that academic route.
Right.
So that's also valid.
So you got your predicted grades and your final grades were absolutely amazing, 4 A stars and an A star in APQ. So it's the time where you had to decide your UCAS application. So where did you apply to, and how did the school offer you help in that?
Oh, I applied, well, firstly to Cambridge and then to LSE, St Andrews in Scotland, Warwick and UCL. And my school was really helpful in that because we got assigned an advisor for each person. Well, not one-to-one, but one advisor per a lot of students, and he or she will be navigating you through the entire A-level duration of A-level, including the UCAS application period. They check all your personal statement, they give feedbacks, and they refer you to some other teachers that might be more relevant to your course to give more academic opinion on your personal statement, and. It's actually not a one-off experience or a task to write a personal statement and submit to UCAS.
It is definitely.
It took 2 years.
Yeah, to craft it.
So you have to do a lot of extracurriculars. No, it's actually supracurriculars, like academic stuff that will enhance and show that you're really interested in that subject matter. So, yeah.
And also bear in mind that listening to his university choice. So UCAS is an application that you apply to when you want to go to university in the UK. So the UCAS application consists of 5 universities that you want to choose. So you pick them out and then you send them all the same grades that you got and also your personal statement, as he mentioned. And your personal statement kind of just summarizes as a whole of who you really are and like why you're passionate for the stuff that you're gonna go. So bear in mind that your personal statement has to match not only one university but also all of the universities. And so when you hit to that, did you know that UCAS existed before?
Oh yes, actually, I did a bit of research and studying in UK. When I knew that I'm going to take King's Scholarship, I just did the research of how my life would have been if I really got that scholarship. So yeah, I've heard about UCAS before. So
this shows that you're really intriguing because let alone in year 11 is where he took his scholarship exam. He's already thought of how, if he graduated, like what's the path that he takes from that. And so back to when you mentioned that your counselor was your main support during this UCAS application. your 5 universities that you told us are very, very top universities from the UK. What was your safe university in that 5 category?
So, well, it wasn't really safe university, more like a safe course. So, like I applied to all the different, every university I applied for different courses.
Right.
For like, but it's mostly about international relations and or history, or anthropology, something like that. But my safe choice was Warwick. It was politics and sociology.
Even Warwick is a safe choice for him.
It was an AAB, to be fair. It's like
so his offer was an AAB.
Yeah, for Warwick. So it's a bit safer than Cambridge A-star and all the subjects.
So when you applied to these colleges and universities, you waited, right? So after you waited, and then your results came back. So how many offers did you get?
Oh, I got all of them.
He got all the offers. He applied to all his university. So this next step is choosing to go to which out of those top universities you would like to go. So did you do any research, or did you know Cambridge was the one?
It was really a no-brainer because, Cambridge.
Yeah.
But I actually have to think a bit because I initially applied. Well, Cambridge has a lot of colleges in it.
Yeah.
It was like 30, I'm not sure, something. I applied for a college called Pembroke College in Cambridge, but I got an offer to St Edmund's College. That's called a pooling system. They pool me into another college. So I have to think a bit if I really want to go to St Edmund's, or should I just... Well, it's fine. Let's just go to LSE or some other places. It's all good.
Oh, so you just had a second thought as well.
Yeah, I had a second thought because I'm going to a different college.
So colleges are, I would say, schooling systems within the university themselves, and you would say that each college is very different, right? That's why you had your second choice.
Yeah.
And his was Pembroke.
Yeah, Pembroke.
Yeah, but then he was unsure whether, because you didn't get into Pembroke,
No.
so he wanted to see if LSE was the better choice. But then you decided that you would stick with Cambridge. Why is that?
Well, I don't know really. It was just a gut feeling that well, let's just wait and let's just do Cambridge. It's fine. It's Cambridge after all. You get a Cambridge degree. There's not going to tell you that you're from a different college.
Exactly.
And it's going to make no difference for employers and that kind of stuff.
I definitely think that's a smart idea. So you get the degree. You get your offer. And what are you doing right now? Are you going to Cambridge this autumn?
Oh, actually, I'm doing a gap year. So
right.
So the Cambridge college I got pulled to, St Edmund's College, is called a mature college, which means that you have to be 21 or over to attend that college, and I'm not 21 yet.
So they have this class system that they have to be 21 years or over to go study at this certain college.
It is really weird because that college, focus a bit more on postgraduate research,
right?
But they also have undergrads who study there, and who was a bit older and
more mature. Hence the name.
If you put it that way. So I have to wait another year for me to turn 21 and attend that college. Meanwhile, I'm, doing gap year, exploring a bit more about myself and seeing what I would like to do in the future.
So what have you done during your gap year? Bear in mind it's only been a few months, but
So the first one I traveled. It's like graduation trip. A bit to Europe, and it's first time backpacking with my friends. It was fun.
That's so fun. Where did you go?
I went to 5 countries in Europe. Schengen.
Wow,
You have to go to a lot of countries to make it work. So I went to Poland, and Czech Republic, Austria, and Croatia, something like that.
So you backpacked throughout these whole countries. That must have been so fun.
Central and Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
So, and then in return, I came back to Thailand and started tutoring to save a bit more money to maybe go travel again. And I don't know. Try to be spontaneous.
So what would you give advice to people who are initially wanting to take a gap year and not even deciding whether they should go to university? Like, what decision? I know you didn't make the decision, but it was like a kind of forced decision. But what would you give advice to people who are about to take a gap year? Like, how would you use the best time?
I mean, do it. If you really consider doing gap year and you've thought through it, do it. And there's no right or wrong way to do it. I actually worried a lot at first when I knew that I'm going to take a gap year, and I asked questions to myself a lot, how to make it meaningful. And one of my teachers said that you cannot spend it wrong. It's like a profit from your academic studies for the past 12 years. Take a break, explore yourself, explore the world, or do whatever you like. And whatever you do, don't go study, because you have to study for 3 or 4 more years after the gap year.
Yeah.
So do something more non-academic, which I'm trying to. But for the past 2 months, I've been tutoring, so that is even more academic than learning itself. But I'll try to explore stuff as well. I still have no plan for gap year actually. So
I think gap year is the minority of people who would do it, but like Marvey said, he said that if you want to use your gap year, use it wisely to explore your passions and stuff, which I completely agree, because just putting it into perspective, you've been learning for the past 12 years, and having a break there and learning about yourself and then continuing your study would be more beneficial than just pushing through when you're going to have to continue anyways. So for whoever's considering taking a gap year because they don't know who they want to be or what they want to study yet, then that advice I give is really helpful. So you're in your gap year, and most people would think that applying to Cambridge, you would need to do an interview.
Yeah, you have to.
So did you have to take an interview after you got the offer, or when did this interview come in place?
It's before you got an offer, but after you submitted your personal statement. So the process goes like this. You firstly submit your personal statement, and then
through your UCAS.
UCAS. Then they assess which is a bit earlier than other courses. It's like
if it's Cambridge, then I think.
Yeah, Cambridge and medical schools.
Yeah.
It's maybe 25th of October or something, and then they assess your UCAS application, and if you get shortlisted to the interview, then you go to the interview, and then they give you offer based on that interview and personal statement.
So describe to us, how was the interview?
It is actually different and varies between each courses and colleges. But from my experience, we have interview in 2 days.
Yeah.
So for the first day, it's it's for one subject, and the other day is for another subject, because I'm doing a combined subject.
Majors.
Yeah. So and the interview is mostly about academic stuff. It's not about getting to know you interview, not those kind of interviews. How would you design a research into a school curriculum, or do you think that religion and politics are intertwined in every part of history, or some really.
So it's not even questions that you can prepare.
No.
It's definitely really seeing that which applicant can adapt to that particular moment.
Yeah, it's designed to be difficult.
Yeah.
And it's designed to intrigue your mind in a very academic way. So it will be difficult, and they will understand if you stutter or be nervous.
So how did your interview go?
I was lucky to have really kind interviewers.
Right.
They were really understand why I was nervous, and they were also to specialize in things that I'm interested in,
Oh, so that you have a stronger connection with the interviewer.
Yeah, so we ended up talking about things we like.
Right. So it was a nice.
It was fun.